right, let me introduce you to our guest. She's been with us many times before. She's one of our good friends.
She don't need an introduction.
She doesn't need an introduction.
No.
Miss Sandra Fuller's back. Good morning, dear. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
Sandra is with the Lake Martin EDA here in the Alexander City, Lake Martin area, and they always have good stuff going over there. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Did you enjoy the Christmas parade the other night?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Was so
Now, were you
yeah.
in it?
No, I was on the sidelines with my youth group.
Yeah.
We were cheering everyone on.
Cheering
so.
everyone, probably the best weather for a parade I've ever
Wonderful.
seen. I mean,
Now, my daughter she wanted it really cold.
well, yeah.
Really cold to get that spirit going, but I enjoyed the comfort.
No, Christmas can take place in any temperature. And if I have to
right.
pick between 17 and 70, I'll take 70.
I will too.
Because I've done them all.
I told Matt Haynes over at 6th Street they were giving out hot chocolate, and I was like, your hot chocolate's good even if it's 70 degrees.
Yeah,
It didn't
maybe you
matter.
need to give out chocolate milk.
We did hot chocolate too.
In fact, that second cup I had was better than the first cup.
That's right.
Anyway,
And the third and the fourth and the fifth.
We enjoyed it.
you got a lot of things going on, Sandra. Tell us what's going on at EDA.
Well, first, our new company, Apprenta.
Yes.
We had AIDT here back a couple of months ago, and so they're actually working with AIDT. Started their classes, training classes. I'll tell you a little bit what they did. They had, I guess, a little over 200, might have been more than that, applicants apply online.
Right.
And they chose 90 to come to an interview.
Okay.
And 75 of those showed up. They were very impressed with their applicants.
Good.
Very hard, but they dwindled it down to 30. And those 30 were invited to class for 2 weeks, this week and next week, Monday through Thursday, from 6 to 10.
Okay. All right.
And 29 of those showed up.
Okay.
And so they're doing those over at the Betty Carroll Graham Technology Center and doing really well.
So they've actually been hired, or they're still
They
in the
will go
training
through that
classes?
process for 2 weeks, and in that process, that's when they will actually hire them.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to their HR manager at Apprenta, and she said, it's 15-minute interviews. It's just, and they double book some of them because some may not show up. And she was going through that process of what we typically do as an HR manager, and asking a lot of questions. And the gentleman from AIDT said we have to shorten it because you're not hiring them today. You're just hiring that pool of people that you get to look at for 2 weeks and then hire on. But very impressed with the employees, that the candidates they had. She was very impressed, and very impressed with the process that they're going through. So,
What is their projected date for actually getting started and start?
well, they already have the 60 on board that they acquired through
Right.
Russell.
Right.
And I think pretty quickly, after they get through these couple of weeks, I say they probably have to officially send a letter out that takes 10 days, and they'll probably be ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
And I have talked with some of the people that have gone through the classes, and they learn stuff. The fractions were their first, like some multiplication fractions and things, and they're like, oh no. And I said, oh, but they're learning those things that they didn't
Invert
maybe.
and multiply.
Yep.
I remember to invert and multiply.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, and they'll do
Barely, but I
measures. They'll do measures and metrics, team building, assembly things.
Sure.
But they have enjoyed it. They have really enjoyed it, and so
Yeah.
that process is going really well.
Just a brief description of what they're going to actually do at Apprenta. What
Well,
kind
the majority of what they do, they'll do some screen printing. That's the contract that they have with Russell for the loom.
Yes.
Where they do that screen printing piece. But they do what they call decoration, and it's your mugs that have logos and things such as that. That's a huge part of their business. Is
they can put logos on anything.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're excited. We're really excited. They have
well,
done wonderful.
Well, we're glad to have them in Alexander City area, in the Lake
Great,
Martin area.
yeah,
so.
great group. We have their owner has come down several times. I would not be surprised if every week or every 2 weeks he's down. He's really actively involved in getting things straight.
It seems like the Alexander City area, having done what we used to do a lot of here, was a perfect fit for them. I don't know, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that they had many people that had that experience that lost their job, that put their names back on the list to be hired. So a lot of those people that are actually going through those classes now were once in that same building doing some of the same things.
And where are they actually located?
They're in I called it number 9, and it was called Focus Factory, and I think there was a third name that was called. But they're in that building, but they'll actually be working also in high tech.
Okay.
Quick Hits High Tech, just right around the corner across from C&J. So
that worked out great too. So anyway, it's perfect fit
they
for
are.
us.
We're working with them a little bit on some ADM. That's their permitting and things. But it's for audits to get other contracts with other companies. I won't say who those are, but I think we'll be really excited when we find out who they are. But that just means that their business will just grow that much more.
Yeah.
So So we're working with them on some things like that. Dawn is. So.
Yeah, pretty cool. We're anxious to see them get up and going.
Yep.
You got a new brochure that we need to hear about.
It's our first.
Yeah.
I'm actually sending it out because, and asking people to review it so that the next time we do it, we just want to make it better. It's a first. So, but what we tried to do in it is compile everything in just a small portion that shows our parks, shows your quality of life, your health care, your fire, your safety, your training, education. Just has a huge realm of things compiled, but it also just leads them to all of those websites and places to go to get further information.
Now, this brochure is for potential business partners.
It is.
And not so much for the general public.
It's not, well, it is. It can be for that, but what we'd like for people to do is, like you and have
disseminate this.
Exactly. You're somewhere and someone's asking about your community, there's a little bit of everything that's in it. But especially if, we have people that are on the lake that were probably company owners or worked in a company.
Right. For big businesses.
It's easy. You can put it in just a regular envelope and mail it out, but it just gives you enough information that if they're interested, or certainly that first time, and like I said, we're real excited about it. Real excited, but like I said, we can always improve, so we want other people's eyes on it.
Good outreach to those people that we may just have for 3 or 4 months of the year for their summer homes. But we made this statement the other day in chamber meeting that we may not know who we have here because they're here for 3 to 4 months just for their summer vacation home. They may have some great impact. We need to reach out to them more, and I think this is a good way
Perfect
to
example. We had a gentleman who owns a business in town, lives on the lake, lived here all his life, has a gentleman who lives right next to him that works at a company that they have many companies around the United States. They're looking to locate another. In conversation, found that out, got in touch with us, and so right now we got the ball rolling, and hopefully they will look. But you never know who you're talking to.
You never know.
You never do, and so I mean it'd be great. It's a great company, something I think everybody would be excited about. But those things take a year and 2 years, sometimes quicker.
They rarely fall in your lap like that, do they?
But it's a start.
But it's a great start.
So it's just having that information and someone knowing who to contact. And we'll just take it from there.
I don't think sometimes, though, Sandra, seriously, we don't realize what you guys are up against when you go and you interview with them, not only to kind of sell us to them, but to try to see if they fit for us. And you're competing statewide, worldwide.
It is. It's probably 15,000. I'm probably throwing wrong numbers, but close. Over 15,000. Other economic development organizations competing for maybe a little over 800 new and expanding industries. So that means there's a lot that's not going to get something.
Sure.
And so it brings us back to our existing industry. We try to work real closely with them because, one, they're here. And if they're continuing to stay here, we're hoping it's because they like being here. And if they expand, it's a little easier once they make that decision, but you've got to be working with them constantly too. The whole community, and providing them a service because they don't have to be here.
Right.
They choose to be here, and we have a lot of locals, but we also have a lot of people that are from somewhere else that could easily decide, I want to go. We've got one that lives in our community that has a company in another state, and now they're looking to come here. Because they live here, they're getting a little older, they want to settle down here, and we want them to be here. So how many is it the reverse? You always got to be on your best behavior and best foot to do what you need to do for those companies.
That's right. You hear that? Be on your
That's
best behavior.
Behave out there.
Be good. Be hospitable.
Wear nice clothes.
So we're good at that if we just do it. And we got to always just think. You never know. It's kind of like Santa. You never know who's watching. You might be watching you, and that's. But seriously, that is the truth. What else you got on your list there? We got tons to talk about.
We do. We're working with Lee Marketing Group.
Yes.
We're excited about that. They are really motivated. I get emails from one of the three that's working with us all the time. I get a little confused. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing today? We're tweeting and all those things. It's fun, but what was real exciting is I pulled up the state's website, EDPA, Economic Development Partnership of Alabama to pull up to put a new building on their sites for the state. And I was on their front page trying to find their new, because it's a new website they have, so I was hunting where do I log in at. And down at the bottom there were 4 tweets. There was Kay Ivey and GE, General, like John thinks GE Aviation, but it's GE. I can't remember the other one. And then Lake Martin Economic Development.
All right.
I know, I sent it back to Randy and them and said, I saw a tweet. It's at the front page.
See?
So,
How cool is that?
hey,
Yeah.
and it's that following. It's getting people interested in what you're talking about.